this really caught a lot of Democrats by surprise, Gail. A New York Times poll of 6 battleground states that President Biden won back in 2020. Now, in 5 out of 6 of those states, Mr. Biden is trailing Donald Trump. He's behind by 5 in Arizona, 6 in Georgia, and a startling 10 points in Nevada. He's even trailing in states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, where the president has seen strong Democratic support. He's just barely edging out Trump in Wisconsin.
Uh-oh. The lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media is having to acknowledge something that they can't quite wrap their heads around. The guy under multiple indictments is beating the guy with dementia. Imagine that.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. This is the Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you are a subscriber to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That gives you notifications of all of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Hey, and remember, what I say on here could make you mad, and I don't care, as long as I make you think. This is a podcast for thinking people. Please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. CBS News having to report something they don't want to report. That Joe Biden is not simply being beaten by Donald Trump, he's being thrashed by Donald Trump.
Race for the White House, new polls are showing some very unfavorable trends for President Biden. The latest CBS News poll of likely voters finds President Trump slightly ahead of President Biden. The numbers there, 51 to 48%. There are also some new numbers from battleground states that have Democrats quite concerned this morning. Nancy Cordes is at the White House with more on that. Nancy, good morning. What are they saying about these latest poll numbers?
Well, Gail, some Democrats we spoke to this weekend concede they've got some work to do based on what they are seeing in these new polls, starting with the fact that the frontrunner for the Republican nomination, Donald Trump, currently has what appears to be a major edge over President Biden on 2 key issues. First off, the economy. In our CBS News poll, only 18% of likely voters said that they'd be financially better off if Mr. Biden wins re-election, while 45% said they'd be better off if Trump wins. When it comes to foreign affairs, only 31% think that President Biden's policies would increase peace and stability compared to 47% for Trump. Now, part of the challenge for Mr. Biden here is that people are simply pretty pessimistic at the moment. 73% said that things are just going badly in America right now, and that's up from 65% at the start of the year. So voters just don't feel great about where things stand right now, despite the fact that we've seen several months of strong job growth and shrinking inflation.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
If these people were just only more optimistic, Joe Biden would be getting all of the credit for everything. He is getting all of the credit for everything that's going on right now. That's why they're pessimistic. They're pessimistic not because they're just not feeling it. The problem is they are feeling it. They're feeling it every time we gas up. We're feeling it every time we go to the grocery store. We're feeling it every time we write a check for the mortgage. We're feeling it everywhere, and you keep dragging us from one new war to another war. We have nothing for here, but apparently we've got trillions for Zelensky and paying off the Hunter Biden cash cow, cooking the books and funneling money to the big guy, all of the influence that Ukraine bought. So we're just going to keep paying Ukraine back. Wait till China comes to cash in their debts, because you know when Hunter was over there cooking his deals and making things happen, the crack-addicted son of the president who likes hoes, you know the Chinese government has got videotape of him in hotel rooms getting toasted with underage prostitutes. And wait till they start dangling that over the president and wanting their cut. And the American people have figured all this out. And so the guy that's under multiple indictments, because that was what was supposed to finish Trump, is winning. And I promise you, if the CBS poll is showing you that he's ahead by 3-4 points, it's really more like 10. because the look on their faces, that's not 3 points with a year to go. That's double-digit panic on their face, and they got to right the ship now or it can't be righted. And now you've got this judge on the, trying to take Trump's businesses away from him, undervaluing all of his properties, trying to place a gag order on him, getting upset with him when he took the stand that Trump actually took it to the judge, and the judge is incensed and outraged by that, despite the fact the guy likes to, what's the word I want? Take selfies with bodybuilders. What's that all about? And post it up on social media. Wow. Okay. The guy's a Fruit Loop. Mar-a-Lago's only worth $18 million. He killed land prices around Mar-a-Lago in Florida. The guy's not a real estate judge. He's already decided Trump's guilt before the thing even began. And there's not one bank or lending institution that has come forward to sue Trump as some kind of a victim in all of this. In other words, Trump made money, the banks made money. There's no victim here. The documents case is not going to be able to be heard now until they say after the 2024 election. Because there's no way to do that case and not also do the Biden document stealing. And Trump didn't steal. Trump's the president. He can take whatever he wants and declassify. He can classify the menu from a Chinese takeout place, and he can declassify nuclear codes if he wants to. He was the president. So as all of these cases unravel and fall apart, if they conjure up a guilty verdict on anything, the American people are going to absolutely lose it. And now the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media knows it. And I know there are people like Robert De Niro and Bill Maher who think Joe Biden has done a wonderful job. But you see, they live in their gated mansions and, they have their own set of hookers that take care of them and their needs. And they only have to come out among the people on occasion. They don't live in the real world. And I'm sick and tired of being lectured to by Holly weirdos and the political intelligentsia that, they live in their little bubbles in New York, the West Coast, and Washington, D.C. Every place else in America, even places like upstate New York, they're feeling it. They're feeling the results of what a Biden administration looks like. The happiest person alive right now is Jimmy Carter, because no longer is he considered the worst, most inept president in the history of the United States. That honor now belongs to Joe Dementia Biden. Biden himself knows nothing that's going on. The handlers and the puppeteers and the people doing the bidding of Barack Obama, the president who was put in place to do one thing, destroy America. That was Barack Obama. And he's getting it done under Joe Biden. We've got wars everywhere. We've got terror cells in the United States just walking across our border. Can't afford anything. Crime is out of control in all the major cities. The blue cities are nothing but cesspools. As now all of these Democratic mayors who at one time said, we're sanctuary cities, are now screaming, stop. My daughter lives in New York City, which she didn't, but she does. She was telling me that today she had to fly to Chicago. I said, please tell me you're on Southwest Airlines and you're flying into Midway. She said, no, I'm going to O'Hare. I said, be careful, because that's where the mayor of Chicago is putting all of the illegal immigrants, the migrants. They're just wandering the terminals of O'Hare, and apparently they've set up, camping quarters for them and empty hangars. This is the third world cesspool of the United States. We're a country of fools. And you really have to wonder, why is Donald Trump thrashing Joe Biden in the polls? And I guarantee you, people are really beginning to wake up and take notice that maybe there were some things about 2020 that weren't quite on the up and up. You think? Zelensky has announced there will be no elections in Ukraine in 2024. War is not the time for elections. That will be Joe Biden's next. I've told you this. I told you this when the whole issue broke out between Palestine and Israel. Joe Biden's plan for re-election is war. That's it. That's all he's got. It's his only play. They would love to step him aside. The problem is they've got Camilla thinks she's a hottie Harris in the way. I know Newsom, everybody's talking about his shadow campaign. If they replace the black woman with the white guy, there will be hell to pay. The libloons will lose their stuff. So they're kind of stuck with Joe. So you got to keep watching what is the next stunt they're going to pull to do something with the election cycle coming up that we can't have it. Can't have it. Keep watching. But if we keep the pressure on, if we keep the voices loud, if we make them feel that we are here and we are not going away, we can turn this around and we can get the result we all want. Trump 2024.